This is one that just on paper leaves you scratching your head. I mean, they're offering $44.50 per share in cash, around $19 billion. And we all knew that Broadcom was in heavy acquisition mode. They wanted Qualcomm. And a lot of analysts saying, okay, well, they're both chip companies. Apple is a common big customer, so maybe that kind of makes sense. In this case, Broadcom's main business is transport chips, for wireless, chips for moving things around, data transport efficiently. Whereas CA Technology is all about building software. Their biggest business is in mainframes. More than half their revenue last fiscal year was in mainframes. It's the lion's share of their operating profit. So these are two things that at first blush don't seem to go together, except Broadcom's very acquisitive, and the cash flow at CA, they reported $1.2 billion free cash flow last year. Well, that starts to make sense. They want scale.
Wasn't one of the notes out today, to your point, what the hawk? Like that was the headline from one of the analysts about this deal. I mean, everybody's obviously perplexed. The stocks are reacting in that sort of a way. CA is ripping because they're like, wow. Who knew this deal was out there? And Broadcom's the worst day in its history because it's such a shock to people.
One thing that either Hawk 10 is trying to build out kind of your big box enterprise tech player again, what we saw Dell, HP, and IBM trying to do 15 years ago, or maybe this is just a cash flow play. But either way, people who are really bullish on Broadcom are now starting to scratch their heads, especially because they didn't do an analyst call about this to explain themselves, saying, well, how much of Hawk 10's acquisition strategy is now just, hey, whatever looks good that's going to help us get bigger, we'll do it.
Any regulatory issues here?
Probably not. Because this isn't another chip company.
Was a different matter.
Yeah, Qualcomm was a different. That was the national champion. That was the issues of 5G and unique technology in the chip space. CA, a very important company when it comes to mainframes, and a lot of big financial companies, industrials, and governments who have big amounts of transaction data that they need to keep secure, but not at that same level of national security, national champion status where we saw Qualcomm.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.